Hello everybody, Toastbomb here, and over about the last week, I've been seeing a lot of confusion over what exactly Halo 4's new ranking system is. That is right, the CSR we're going to be talking about today. Now, I haven't only just been seeing this on my YouTube comments, but other people's YouTube comments as well, and just all over the interwebs on forums and whatnot. I've been seeing a lot of confusion. So today we're going to go over it, explain it, how to see it, what it is, how to use it, all that great stuff. So let's get right into it. Alright, so first of all, what does CSR stand for? Well, it stands for Competitive Skill Rank. So, if you are familiar with Halo 3 or Halo 2's 1 through 50 skill ranking, then you'll be right at home, because it is almost identical to those two. It is a ranking system that is based off of your skill. Now, one thing to note, though, there's a very, very common misconception that I've seen tons of people, just absolutely tons of people, confused about, and that is your CSR is not. It is absolutely not your Spartan rank, your SR rank, the rank that you've been working up through the course of Halo 4 that caps out at 130, that rank. That is absolutely 100% a completely separate rank from CSR. Those are completely two different things, unrelated to each other in every way, shape, and form. So do not get confused about that, because they are totally, absolutely different. Now, you hear skill-based rank, and you hear that all the time, you see it all the time, but what exactly does that mean? Well, in the Halo 4 CSR ranking system, there are two different ways that this skill is calculated. Now, the first one is the more traditional way that was used in Halo 3 and Halo 2, and that is a almost purely win-loss based system. I think there might be some tiny little influences in the system over how good you did individually, but it's almost 100% just win-loss based. So that means if you win, you will get progress towards your next rank. That doesn't necessarily mean you'll rank up one every time you win, it just means you'll gain progress. So it's very similar to your SR rank, where as you ranked up more and more and you got to those higher levels, the XP requirement is greater. It's the same with the CSR. But it also means that if you lose that game, that you will lose progress. So that means you could potentially even go down ranks. So this is what makes it hard, because you have to consistently beat players at that same number, so the game will try to match you around the same skill level as you, that same CSR rating. So you have to consistently beat those players in order to rank up. So that is what makes it competitive and skillful. And not every playlist uses this win-loss based system. Only about half of them do. Team Throwdown uses it, Castle DLC uses it, Team Objective uses it, Team Doubles uses it, Griffball uses it, Dominion uses it, and lastly, Capture the Flag uses it. Now, for the second system is this new individual ranking system that is slightly less competitive than the win-loss based system, but is still pretty awesome and still skillful as well. So how this is ranked is just off of pure individual performance. It doesn't matter if you win or if you lose. The way they kind of try to balance that, though, is that if you are winning, like if it's an objective game, you're usually getting more points because you're in the hill or holding the ball, so you're just gaining more points. But as far as I can tell, it is purely just off of those in-game points that you have and nothing else. So if you have, say, at the end of a game, 725 points, something like that, and that is the #1 amount in the match, you are considered first place. Even if you're on the same team, like you're on blue team and you're with all these other people and you got that many points, that doesn't mean that they're all considered first place. They have their own individual scoring for that game, even though it is a team game or if it isn't a team game. Everyone is all individual in this system. So again, it doesn't matter if you win or if you lose, it is just off of the points. And also in this system, it seems to be much faster to rank you up if you're doing consistently well, as opposed to the win-loss based system where it takes quite a lot of time. Okay, so now that we've done all this, we've figured how all this stuff fits together, we've explained all of it, now we can get into the fun stuff, and that is seeing your rank. Okay, so if you've looked in game and you've tried to find this new CSR rating, you'll notice that it's not there. And that is because, well, it's not there. What you're going to have to do is hop onto the interwebs and get on a website. So the first one we'll go over is just the standard Halo Waypoint. It's probably the most popular and most used, so that's what we'll go over first. So once you get onto your main stats page, you're going to have to go over to the side, turn your eyes over to the side, and you'll see this little planet. You hover over that, and that'll be War Games Matchmaking. You click on that, the screen loads up, and then you scroll down in this left panel, because it's kind of split up. You can go over to the right panel, but we won't do that yet. You go over to this left panel and scroll down, and you'll see all the playlists there, and you'll see your corresponding CSR rank on every single one of them. Another way is to go to the CSR leaderboard, and you can see how your CSR pairs with other people on your friends list CSR, so you can check every single playlist. If you're just checking your own individual stats, though, it's faster to do the previous thing. Now, one thing, though, that a lot of people don't know about Waypoint is that if you go back to your service record, that main page, and then you go to recent games, alright? You go to recent games and you click a recent game. Then you scroll down and you look at the players in that game. You will see the CSR rating of the players in that game. So after a match, if you're wondering who you were matching up against, you can see, oh, hey, I was matching up against a 20. That's, you know, a higher number than me. And that's really cool. You can see who matched you up. And it's also saving that. So if you're looking at a really old game, you'll see what your CSR was back then, which is a really cool feature too. But one of the best things about this, one of the greatest things, is if you look over at the stats, you can see CSR this game, and you see this bar. Now that is the progress bar that you have until gaining your next CSR rank. So if you're like, what the heck, why am I not ranking up? You can go here, check it out, you can look at your previous game, and you can see the bar rise up chunk by chunk. And then if you're really frustrated and you can't tell why you're not ranking up, maybe you're just really close and you're right on the edge and you just need to play another game. So that's really useful, because in those higher levels it can, in the previous games, get really frustrating. Like, what the heck, I'm like a 45, I've won 15 games in a row, what is going on? So you can kind of tell how that stuff is ranking you by checking out those stat pages. So now we'll move on to the next website, and we'll go to this one next because it is the most bare bones out of all of them. It is quickcsr.com, and this thing is totally just devoted to giving you your CSR rank. You go on it, it updates, it gives you your rank, and they're working on a few updates, like you can save where the URL will just say quickcsr.com/yourgamertag. Right now, it doesn't have that yet, but they're working on that, so you can just bookmark the page as your profile, and then you can just go to that without having to type in your name. So that'll be really cool when that comes out, but if you're really just interested in CSR, go there. Now the next website is leafapp.co. And don't worry, I'm not leaving off the M there in co, it is just .co. Now this website's pretty cool, it's very clean, which I like the look of it, and it's mostly just kind of focused around CSR. There are some other stats there. I think they're trying to get other things. They have some leaderboards and stats like that, but I mainly just go there for the ranks. But again, that is another great website if you want ranks. Now the last website that I think is one of the coolest websites is Halo Tracker. So you get on there, you hop on there, you can see your CSR rank. Not only that, but you can see all these other cool charts that I don't even think are on Waypoint. They have like KD over time, win rate over time. They have their own skill-based ranking system that was out like a month or two after Halo 4 released. They have all this win percentage stuff. It's an absolutely insane amount. Just go through there, tab through all that stuff, because it is absolutely ridiculous how many stats that are on there, and they're adding stuff constantly. So definitely check that stuff out if you don't only want the CSR, but you also want to see all these other cool, neat little things about your play. Now, if I was going to pick my favorite out of these, I would probably pick Halo Tracker, just because I like seeing all those other websites. And if I was to pick my least favorite, it would probably, well, not probably, it would definitely be Halo Waypoint, because it is just very slow. Halo Waypoint constantly crashes, there's these server errors, pages take forever to load. It's just kind of a hassle to use. The only reason I go on Halo Waypoint is just to check those recent games to see my progress through that skill rank, but other than that, I just avoid the website because it's clunky, it's hard to use, stuff is confusing, and it just doesn't make sense in general. If you use any of the other websites, you're going to be fine with your skill rank, but Halo Tracker is much more similar to like Bungie.net, that type of layout, so if you're used to that and you're just frustrated with Halo Waypoint, I highly recommend you check out that website. But anyways, all of these websites will totally work perfectly fine, 100% accurately, you know, nothing funky going on there, so if you want to check out your CSR, go on any of them, because they're all great. So anyways, that'll be it for this one. If you liked it, you can leave a like or a comment, or you can subscribe because I post new Halo videos every day. Anyways, thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.